sensational. I'm hearing that many of you are part of the collective who are so desperately afraid to be seen. But you are the people who are meant to be seen. You are the people who have been gifted with the gifts of the sun. You have Leo energy. You are a star, but you have been so afraid of your own light for so long. It is because you are such a star. Even in childhood, maybe people poo-pooed or spit on your stardom. Even elders, parents, mentors, people who were supposed to be supporters of you, they held back, they withheld their love, their support. The people who were supposed to nurture you and pour into you and water you held back. They even if they had the resources or the love or the attention or energy to give you that you deserved, they withheld it because they were jealous of your light, which sounds absolutely insane that the child version of you was so bright that people who were adults, grown, could be jealous of you. And this is a concept that you have had a very hard time wrapping your mind around, and when you think of it, it makes you feel like you're crazy or like you have some sort of God complex. It's kind of like the toxic chosen one, but you actually are. Like you actually have soul gifts and things that are meant to be shared with this world, and you're finally starting to see that. So be sensational, overwhelm people. That's the thing with the sensation, is overwhelm the senses of the people around you. Don't be afraid of being too much, which I think has been a fear of yours for a very long time. But this isn't a message of like, this isn't a get your ish together message. You are coming into this energy already. You are beginning to embody the sun. You're beginning to embody the star and the moon. You're all of it. You're the entire world. And you're really starting to realize that and come into it. There is also, your life is not going to look like other people's. It's not meant to look like other people's because you are on a spiritual path. You are on the journey of the alchemist. And for someone who's on a spiritual path, your life is going to look different than the people around you. And this difference to people who, also, this isn't like a message, like you're not better than these people and they're not beneath you, and like there's not a right or wrong. It's just that you are on a very soul aligned spiritual path, so it's different than the people that maybe you grew up around. And when people see you and they see the experiences that you've had and they see your journey and the chaos of the journey you've been on, they think there's something wrong with you. Like you're the problem and you're causing all these problems within your own life because of whatever. But it's because when our intention is our best magic and you have used your intention, you want to grow, you want to have a life that's unfathomable. You want a life that cannot be put into words. You want a life that's worthy of a memoir. And to have a life like that, there's going to be some chaos. Like, the image I was actually getting was a convection oven, like, and I don't even know how a convection oven works, but there's something of like, when you use your intention, you use your magic, you put this wish out into the world that you want a big, crazy, hero's journey of a life, then you get put into this portal, this bubble where everything's heating up and it's all meshing around, and it's like a whirlpool type of energy. And to people who have not used their intention to, like, their intention is not to grow or to have this accelerated growth that you want. So they see the accelerated growth, and with accelerated growth comes hardship and chaos and situations that will force you to grow. And I think maybe for a long time you believed that you were the problem, and you're starting to realize that that's not the case. It's only that you're meant for big things, and so you had to grow really fast, and the only way to grow really fast is to go through some stuff. Anyways, let's pull some cards. Ooh, these cards are upside down. Yeah, that's the convection oven, baby. Like in this crazy portal where things don't make sense, but I have a feeling things are going to start making sense very soon. Make sure that you're drinking water, you're getting enough rest, you're feeding yourself, and getting the nutrition and those more practical, grounded things that you need, because, man, that convection oven is convection ovening. Ooh, let's see what we have here. I love when just one card comes out. Queen of Swords. Don't let people see your next move. The only way to be sensational is to not let them see your hand. Like, keep your cards close to your chest. Allow magic to be a part of your strategy plan. You are absolutely allowed to be a powerhouse and to have these magnificent plans, but make sure that you account for the fact that this world is not logical in your plans. Do not let them see you sweat. There's something here about your plans and your manifestations not necessarily needing to be kept secret, but a little bit needing to be kept secret. Keep that mouth shut. And I mean, Queen of Swords, she loves to talk, so maybe there is a part of you want to share all the things and the ideas that you're having. Nobody has the power to take what is meant for you. It's not something like we're not putting out this projection of fear about evil eye and destiny swapping. Nobody has any power over you unless you give it to them, and you're not the type of person to give away your power. And so it's not protecting your ideas because we're afraid someone's going to steal them, but it's a message of this is meant to be just for you. You are such a generous, giving person, and you share so much of yourself and your energy. And when all this goodness comes in, that's going to come in as a result of you being a star and being seen, this is not meant for anyone but for you. The gifts that are coming in are meant for you and for you alone to enjoy. Your guides, the universe wants you to fully receive and enjoy them. So it's not that you're never going to be able to tell people about the moves you're making in secret. You will get to tell people eventually, but for now, let this be for you and for your enjoyment, because the universe wants to gift you. And in some ways, you're blocking your blessing by always wanting to share it with someone else. And I know we hear like sharing is caring, but care for yourself. Like, you deserve this that's coming for you. You are going to have to make some soul aligned decisions in your near future, and so that is, I mean, this authenticity that you're stepping into is so important, because you can only make a soul aligned choice from a sea of authenticity. And these choices are going to be things that are a little bit crazy and might like you're going to shock and surprise people. Ten of Pentacles, your kingdom is coming. The life, the soul alignment, the gifts that they're all coming. The Ten of Pentacles, you're building something really beautiful for yourself, because you're using all parts of you. You're using all parts of you. I think you have a lot of contradictory elements of yourself, and you're learning how to, I've said this recently in a reading, you're learning that how you craft your life is your artistry. And the way to be a very good artist is to take a whole bunch of elements from different genres, different trends, and put them together in a way that makes sense. And that's what you're doing with yourself. You're taking all these contradictory parts that don't fully make sense, and you're melting them together into this beautiful creation of self that is going to shock and inspire people. It's going to, in the same way that art stirs emotions for people, this persona that you're creating is going to stir up emotions for the people around you. I do see, like, this has not been easy. You have been through the ringer. You have had to learn how to be selfish, and the only thing that causes someone to learn the gift of selfishness is, like, a horrible string of people pleasing and being taken advantage of. So I'm so sorry that you've been through this. But I mean, I see that you're coming out of it. You're learning how to set boundaries. You're doing all the work that someone who's gone through the things that you've gone through is supposed to do. Like, all the alchemizing that's possible with the type of situations you've gotten yourself into. And I do say you've gotten yourself into them because in some ways your lack of boundaries and your lack of seeing yourself and your dimming your light was what put you in these situations. Not that these are, I mean, everything works out exactly how it's intended to, so there's no reason for you to regret any of this. But yes, you are completely, there is a finality here, and I think there's very real reason to grieve because you have, even though maybe the person, this character that you've been playing for however long you've had to dim your light, this character that you've created that was more digestible for the masses, even though this person was not you, you became attached to them, and they weren't necessarily a bad person. I mean, in a lot of ways they were a very good person. They're likable. They didn't upset people. They didn't trigger people in any sort of a way. And so you really have to grieve the loss of this character that you've crafted for yourself. Even, yeah, because I think the person you have been is not necessarily a bad person. The person you have been has been, we have to acknowledge the circumstances that led you to create this alter ego that was maybe a little passive, maybe a little bit small. You needed them to get you through a time, and I think there was a genuine, this person that was born out of yourself, there was a very real reason you needed them. You created your own safety through this palpable, likable person that you had to be. And you're lining yourself up to not be, you will, this version of yourself, this sensational version, is not likable. You are meant to trigger people. You are meant to cause a little bit of chaos. You're meant to stir the pot. You're meant to be controversial and different and a contrarian. You're meant to make people think outside of themselves, think outside of the patterns of conditioning that their brains have wired for years. And maybe they won't like it at first. It's kind of like, I don't know, I'm thinking of a chiropractor. Like when you're getting your neck and your back cracked, there's like that little bit of moment of fear, so that this is like people being a little bit afraid of you, and then there's like the sound of the crack is a little uncomfortable, and maybe you make people feel a little bit uncomfortable. And maybe there's even, like, it might hurt a little bit when people meet you. Like, maybe you don't always say things in the politically correct, maybe you don't always say things in the politically correct way, and maybe you don't sugarcoat, and maybe you don't tiptoe around things. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. We're not trying to intentionally hurt people. But if your authentic self does trigger people to growth, this is a good thing and not something that we should shy away from. You are a dark horse. You are the goddess Lilith embodied. You are Scorpio and the Phoenix rising and all the beauty that comes with all the different cycles. You don't shy away from any aspect of life. You're a very deep feeler who, this is very beautiful because then you can see all the goodness, and your capacity for joy is unmatched, but you also are not afraid of the tougher topics in life. And I think you're a breath of fresh air for people who have been through hardship. You know, there's so many people who invalidate or minimize other people because they have a lack of experience. They've lived a sheltered life, a privileged life, and that is not the case for you. So the people that you make, so many people feel seen as well, because you're not afraid to speak about the tough things. You're not afraid to stand up for what's right. You are not afraid to sit with people in their grief and in their suffering and in their sorrow. And because of this way that you are like you surf the wave of emotions. all that's left for you to do is be yourself, and you are coming into so much goodness, stability. Your senses are going to be overwhelmed by the goodness that's in store for you, and it's all because you have done all of the work you needed to do. The only thing that's left is to truly be yourself, which I feel like is so corny because that's what our parents told us growing up, but genuinely, the only step left is to be yourself, and you will alchemize and draw everything in, and you will find your kingdom, the place where you really belong, because you've decided to let your freak flag fly. Like, you're letting your true colors show in the best way possible. I wish you all the best. Please, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Know that this is the way that I market my business. If you would like to book a reading with me, it helps me out so much, and I love and appreciate you. Have a beautiful day, and be sensational.